My name is Freya. I was left in an orphanage as a baby. I kept wondering, what was wrong with me? Why did my parents abandon me? I thought there must be something wrong with me, but the truth turned out to be more complicated than that. I learned a cruel lesson at the orphanage. You shouldn't get attached to anyone. One day you could be sharing a piece of candy with someone, and the next day their bed could be empty. Where is Gloria?
She was adopted.
I had been taken in by foster families a few times too. The first time was when I was 5. The couple had so many adopted children that we slept practically on top of each other. The house was cramped like a bus during morning commute. We ate strictly on schedule. Personal space was a luxury for the rich. They didn't adopt children out of kindness. It was a business plan for them. They received money each month to provide for every child. Luckily, the child services got suspicious of them. One day, we were just picked up and brought back to our orphanages. When I turned 16, I was told again, Freya, we found a family for you. I didn't jump for joy. I just thought, sure, surprise me. That family seemed normal. Mr. and Mrs. White smiled at me, asked me what I liked, and let me choose my room. They had a son, Jake. He seemed okay at first. He helped me get used to the new place and was always quick to laugh.
Consider me your big brother.
Soon, I noticed the first red flags. The way Jake looked at me was too interested. He paid me weird compliments and didn't treat me like his sister.
These jeans look good on you. They show off your curves, you know?
He made me uneasy. I told Mr. and Mrs. White about it. I hoped they would protect me, but they blamed me for everything.
Jake is a good boy. Have you been provoking him? Try to dress more modestly.
After that, I tried not to leave my room unless absolutely necessary. I didn't sleep well because I didn't feel safe. One night, I opened my eyes and saw a silhouette next to me. I couldn't even scream. I was so scared. They quickly ran out of my room. I couldn't see their face in the dark, but I knew it was Jake. I told Mr. and Mrs. White about it in the morning.
We're going to lock you in your room for your own safety.
What? Shouldn't you talk to your son instead? You should know that's not normal.
Don't be so dramatic, Freya. Jake is a good boy.
There was no point in arguing further. I was a nobody, and Jake was their son. One day, my foster parents weren't home. I was locked in my room as usual, reading and trying to get my mind off things. All of a sudden, I heard a rustle, then a creak. Before I could even process the situation, Jake crawled into my room through the window. Don't come any closer! I felt trapped, like I was in a cage with a tiger. The door was locked and Jake was getting closer.
Don't be scared. I only want to talk, Freya. I'm sorry that I caused you so much trouble. It's just that I like you and I can't help myself.
Before I could say anything to that, he leaned in and tried to kiss me. And it was at that moment that the door of my room opened. Everything happened very fast. Jake recoiled from me and lied with a straight face. He actually acted like he was the victim.
It's all Freya. It's not my fault. Our poor baby. Freya, how shameless can you be?
What? Doesn't it bother you that the door was locked? Jake climbed through the window.
You messed with our son's head. I can't believe we took you in.
That evening, they returned me to the orphanage. I decided that I'd had enough. No more families. No more hope. But even then, deep inside, I still feared that I was the problem. What if no one could love me? What if something was wrong with me? And that's why I couldn't find a home. A couple of months after that, the director of the orphanage called me into her office and introduced me to Mr. and Mrs. Anderson. Freya, these wonderful people want to adopt you. I scanned them with my eyes. Calm, smiling, friendly in a way that didn't seem forced, but I'd already forgotten how to trust people. So I all but interrogated them. Why did you choose me?
We were told that you had been returned to the orphanage a few times. It must have been very hurtful. Besides, we've always wanted a daughter.
I studied them, looked at their facial expressions and gestures, and tried to figure out what the catch was. But it seemed like there wasn't one. I decided to give finding a family another try. I only realized that I forgot to ask them the most important question after all the papers had been signed. Do you have other children?
We do.
2 sons, Oscar and Adam. My blood ran cold. A symphony was playing in my head. No, not again. I was terrified they would trick me like Jake had, but it turned out that their sons were 11 years old. The twins were super funny and carefree. We got along like a house on fire. We played video games and splashed in the pool. The boys argued over who was cooler and stole my chips. I grew to love Adam and Oscar like they were my real brothers. And they considered me their big sister.
I will protect you, Freya! No, I will! I'm stronger!
Calm down, you're both my little knights. I also grew close to my new parents. They didn't pressure me or order me around. They just took care of me and let me be myself. Freya, could I talk to you for a minute? Of course, Mrs. Anderson. Please, call me Mom. I felt shy, and she handed me a beautiful antique pendant. This is an heirloom of ours. This pendant has been passed down the female line from generation to generation. My husband and I had boys, but I'm glad that now I can give it to you, my daughter. My hands were shaking, and tears stung my eyes. Tears of joy. At that moment, I thought that my suffering was over, that I found a real family. I learned to trust people again, and realized there was nothing wrong with me. I had simply been taken in by the wrong people before. But soon, the summer came to an end, and my parents started fussing like school children before an important exam. Is something wrong? You seem kind of tense. It's just that VJ is coming back from summer camp today. Who is VJ?
Our eldest son. We didn't talk about him because he is hard to get along with. He takes some getting used to.
VJ arrived later that evening. Tall, tanned, with a lazy, confident smirk. He looked at me as if I were an ugly piece of furniture.
So she is what? Our new sister? This is Freya. Be nice to her.
VJ noticed the pendant around my neck and glared at me.
Wow, you're already handing out heirlooms? I see it as serious. VJ! Come on. I'm just wondering how long she's going to stay here. This is her home now. Freya is with us forever. We'll see about that.
At that moment, I realized that my peaceful life had come to an end. At first, it was just childish pranks. Stupid, annoying, but not that serious. One day, our parents and the twins left the house, and a couple of hours later, VJ threw a party. Music, strangers, people jumping into the pool fully clothed. I sat in my room and counted my heartbeats. When Mr. and Mrs. Anderson returned, VJ greeted them with an innocent look on his face.
It was Freya's idea. I was against it.
What? I didn't even leave my room! Luckily, Mr. and Mrs. Anderson didn't buy it. They immediately realized that it was VJ's doing. They scolded him, and I got sympathetic looks. VJ acted more cunningly after that. He started by turning Adam and Oscar against me. Can I join you guys?
Go away! We don't want to play with you! Mom and Dad will love us less because of you. And our inheritance will be divided into 4 parts! That's not fair! You're not our real sister!
It felt like I'd been punched in the gut. I told our parents about it, but I had no proof. VJ denied everything.
You're making this up, Freya. Chill.
One day, I overheard VJ asking Dad to let him take the car for the evening.
No, son, you aren't responsible enough. Ugh, it's not fair. I'm not a kid anymore.
I decided to get back at him. My revenge plan was dumb and dangerous, but at that moment, it seemed fair to me. I took the keys from VJ's pocket, put the key fob in the car, and left a small scratch on the car door. The show began the next morning.
VJ, you took the car and scratched it? I didn't give you my permission. What? I didn't do it. Then why was your key fob in the car?
He smiled, slowly, smugly.
Why don't we watch the surveillance footage?
My heart sank. I didn't know there were cameras in the garage. We stood in front of the screen and watched as I tossed the key fob and scratched the car.
See, she's not as innocent as you think.
I made excuses, asked for forgiveness, but it all sounded pathetic. My parents were disappointed in me, and VJ felt like a winner. After the car accident, I tried to act perfect. One day, our parents said that we were going to their friend's place for dinner.
It's an important dinner, Freya. Put on your pendant.
I automatically reached for my neck, but my fingers found nothing. I ran to my room and turned it upside down, but couldn't find the pendant. VJ stole my pendant! He probably took it while I was sleeping.
Oh, sure. Just like I scratched the car, right? Chill. No one believes you anymore.
The worst part was that he was right. Mrs. Anderson rubbed her temples wearily. Freya, please don't start this again. I'm not lying.
We want trust, not constant accusations.
Trust? How ridiculous. I was an adopted child with a damaged reputation. I ran out to the backyard and burst into tears. I didn't want to go back to the orphanage. I really loved that family with all my heart. But VJ ruined everything.
You're a good runner.
Leave me alone.
Okay, I went too far this time.
Are you making fun of me?
No, I was just angry. It isn't easy for me. Everything changed after they brought you home.
He sat down next to me and for the first time spoke to me without a smirk or venom.
Let's start over. I like hiking. Do you want to join me? We'll get some fresh air without our folks and all that.
I didn't trust him. Not one bit, but I really wanted to. That weekend, we went hiking in the forest. At first, it was fine. Even good. VJ was making jokes, showing me the paths, telling stories. I almost relaxed. In the evening, we built a campfire and set up tents.
Friends?
Friends. No more silly fights. I fell asleep feeling at peace. But then, I was woken up in the middle of the night by a loud roar. I went outside to look around and my heart sank. VJ's tent wasn't there. Panic seized me. He brought me into the woods and abandoned me. I didn't know how to get out of there. There was no signal, and it was so dark I could barely see anything. I picked a random direction and started walking, stumbling and crying on my way. I promised myself that if I got out, I'd never trust anyone again. Closer to dawn, I managed to reach a highway. I stopped the first car I saw and got in without thinking twice. The driver was a man in his 40s. He took a close look at me and squinted.
Walking along a deserted highway and getting into the first car you see is extremely careless. What if I was a serial killer?
I felt like a moron. I wanted to get out, but we were already speeding ahead. But then, the man smiled good-naturedly and showed me his cop ID.
Relax. I'm a policeman. I won't hurt you. But don't do that again, okay?
I nodded and said that I'd been camping with my brother and got a little lost. I didn't tell him that I'd been abandoned. The man drove me to the city, but I wasn't in a hurry to go home. First, I went to a notary's office. Half an hour later, I was holding a paper, an official one, with seals, with signatures. It was a renunciation of inheritance. I looked at it and thought that this was probably the most grown-up thing I'd ever done. When I got home, Mr. and Mrs. Anderson was scolding VJ for losing me in the woods. Apparently, he told them it was an accident. When I walked in, the twins and our parents ran up to me and threw their arms around me.
Look, it's Freya!
Thank God you're alive! But first, I had something to say to VJ. Read it.
Did you renounce your inheritance?
I did. Now you don't need to worry about me taking your money. Do you have any idea how I felt when you left me alone in the woods?
What? VJ, did you do it on purpose?
VJ did not react to our father's words. He glared at me in silence and then snapped.
You don't know anything! I wasn't angry because I was worried about the inheritance.
Then why were you ruining my life?
Do you really want to know? Because I'm adopted too. And when I was adopted, I heard them say they wanted a girl, but someone else adopted you first, and they had to take me instead.
My breath caught in my throat. VJ continued to speak through angry tears.
I've always been just a backup, and so I waited for you to show up. I hated you before I even met you.
Silence fell over the room. It made my ears ring. Our parents seemed to have aged 10 years from stress. VJ, Freya, you shouldn't have hated each other. We wanted to help you reunite. After all, you are siblings. I didn't understand what she meant at first. I just stood there and stared at her blankly. VJ looked just as shocked.
What? That's right. You were born into the same family. It rained heavy that day. My wife and I were coming home and got into an accident. Your parents died on the spot.
We found out they left small children behind. You ended up in different orphanages. Even though what happened was an accident, we still felt guilty in the end. We decided to take you in, especially since we couldn't have children of our own.
When VJ was 6, we adopted him, but someone beat us to adopting you, Freya. Then a miracle happened, and we had twins.
Recently, we found out that you were back at the orphanage and decided that it was our chance to finally help your family reunite. My head was spinning. It was all too much. I couldn't stand it. I turned around and ran out into the street. I was choking on tears and couldn't even see where I was going. VJ caught up with me near a park. He fell to his knees on the path next to me.
I'm sorry. I'm an idiot. I thought if you disappeared, it would make me feel better. I didn't know you were my real sister.
I looked at him and felt like my soul was being torn apart. He was my only blood relative and the person who almost broke me. I could have died in those woods. I'm not ready to forgive you or Mr. and Mrs. Anderson. They made us orphans.
Freya, is there anything I can do to fix this?
Just leave me alone.
I get it. I'll wait as long as you need me to.
He left me alone. I sat down on a bench, and for the first time in my life, I didn't know what was the right thing to do. If I forgave them, would that mean I betrayed myself? And if I didn't forgive them, would I lose the only good thing I had? What would you do in my place? Please, I could really use some advice.